Good afternoon. This is Colton with Build Brothers Roofing and Solar, doing a digital roof inspection here for a remodel that's going to go on in this beautiful property. We're going to take care of the roofing, the solar, the air conditioning, and so we like to do these roof inspections, outline the current condition of the roof, provide any, outline any sensitive areas, and how the project's going to go. During this roof replacement process, we like to start at the eaves here, but what I did notice just during my inspection is that this home originally had wood shake on it. So it actually had wood shingles, very common in this area. And you can see in the garage here, we have the skip sheathing, and then you can see all the shingles right there. That material, was outdated, and what they did is add a layer of asphalt shingle over the top of it with felt paper and, basically did an overlay over the top of this roofing system. So there's 2 roofs on this roof by building code that exceeds the maximum. So we're gonna need to take all this off, take all the debris off, then put plywood down because we have the skip sheathing, create a uniform substrate, and then install an asphalt shingle roof. So yeah, and then during the eaves here, this is where the majority of the wood damage happens due to termites. So we have our rafter tails, our starter board, and our fascia. If any of that is damaged, there is some termite damage around the home, so some of that's going to need to be replaced once the roof is torn off. Very common. Some of this is just paint damage, but most of it is termite damage. And then on the roof itself, we're seeing, I would estimate it close to a 30-year roof. A lot of exposed nails. All the ridge caps have come off the roof. A lot of granule loss, as you can see. All the fiberglass is kind of showing through. And then additionally, we have a lot of these ridge caps that are all blown off. Kind of the first thing to go. You can see them all disintegrating here on the roof. There's no ventilation for the attic. This home naturally is going to be very, very hot because it has a lot of 2 layers of roof and no exhaust ventilation. We like to add, on this type of roof, we're going to add a ridge vent because we have a nice big ridge. We're going to basically cut a 2-inch trough in the ridge, add a perforated plastic membrane, waterproofing barrier, and then a ridge cap over the top. It's a beautiful way to do it. A little bit better than this home where you have a bunch of O'Hagans that you kind of add to the roof. It just adds, more, penetration eyesores versus a nice clean ridge vent. And then this side is south facing, so this will be perfect for the solar array right here. Very slippery because the granules are kind of all depleted. You can see the shininess of the roof. Moving on, new counter flashing is going to go in. Step flashing. See how this is coming off. Easy way for water to intrude. Paint that to match the color of the roof that it's selected. And then we are going to measure out the skylight for replacement. We see a lot of the fiberglass breaking down on the perimeter and a lot of cracking. There's so much micro cracks going on throughout this skylight. We need to replace this. We can either do a double dome acrylic dome, bronze, 90% UV preventative. We need to rebuild this curb, kind of build up this curb a little bit, keep the skylight off the roof decking. And then we can either do flat glass as well, but with this size, we're going to need to put a mole bar support beam in the middle because it will be a big piece of glass. So 2 options: flat glass with a mole bar support beam, or we can do double dome acrylic dome, 90% UV preventative. So yeah, beautiful project here. We're gonna have 2 layers, a lot of roof material that needs to come off. Add ventilation to the roof, new plywood decking, new Owens Corning Duration Cool reflective roofing shingle series. That system will be installed. We'll kind of map all this into a big solar project. Gonna go ahead and map out the air conditioning add-on for the homeowner as well.